One of my favorite exercises for the serratus is the serratus wall press. I love this one because we're getting feet, we're getting abs, we're teaching the chest, the upper traps to kind of take a break, work with your core and work with your serratus together. So it's kind of like the full package, which is awesome. Now, one of the things that we can use to help keep somebody's chest out of it, because we already know Jay is very pec dominant, and so we want to get those pecs to decrease a little bit. So if you can place this on, perfect, right now. So sometimes I find that if you keep the band below your elbows, you're going to get a little bit more rotator cuff, external rotation activation. So if you move it up above the elbows, then you'll get, oops, sorry, Jay. Then you'll get a little bit more posterior delt. So depending on what you're going for, so your goals might be different. So just keep that in mind. At least that's what I've found with working with the circle bands for something like this. Okay, so you're gonna bring the foam roller around, place it on the wall. Go ahead and give me essentially a plank on the roller. So when we look at ab activation, walk your feet backwards a little bit. You can scoot over a little bit closer to the wall so you're in the frame more. Perfect. Back up just a little bit more. Back up a little more. Back up a little more. This is a plank. Can you do a plank? There you go. Perfect. So now what I want you to think about is this being a plank. So what often happens is you'll see someone with decreased serratus activation sagging. Let your back sag. Yeah, so they'll have a lot of sag here. They won't think about their abs. They'll let their abs go. They'll go into an anterior pelvic tilt. So go into a little bit. Yeah, perfect. So they'll tend to sag in and they'll be like, oh, I'm going to work my serratus from this position. And it just doesn't work. Okay, so think about giving me more of a little bit of a body hollow. Okay, by tucking your bottom under just a pinch. Good, making sure, step back just a pinch more and come up on your toes a hair. All right, up on your toes, just a pinch more. Good, there we go. So you see how we get a little bit more like length and activation with that? Good, tuck your bottom under just a little bit. Good, bringing in your abs. Perfect. We want to tell these paraspinals they can take a little break for this. And then see how you can see the edge of the scapula so we don't have all the serratus that we want yet. So what I want you to think about doing is reaching away. Perfect. Relax your upper traps. And yes, I find pinching to be helpful. So if you can touch somebody, pinching their upper traps here is very helpful for getting them to let go. Now go ahead and think about bringing your hands a little closer to the wall than your elbows. So you're coming through from the bottom. Good, keep those, there we go. Upper traps, let go a little bit with that. Now reach up toward the wall for me. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Keep your hands closer to the wall than your elbows. Very good. Don't let your abs give. Good. So as you go to bring your arms up, you don't want your body to follow, okay? That right? That makes sense. That's not using your serratus. So come back down. So think about this being a solid plank. Body doesn't move. Arms, go ahead and move again. Arms move up. Scapula comes through. Now, take your head side to side. There you go. Move around. Relax those upper traps. Perfect. We can hold some tension in one part of a body without holding tension in another. Now that's a lot better. Good, and bring them back down. Good, and back up. Good, there we go. Starting to get some scapular movement. Back down and back up. Good, and then I usually like to check in, make sure your chest is soft and squishy. Perfect. Good. Tuck your chin, like give me a little bit of a longer neck. There we go, that'll help. That's it. Good, now go up again. Breathe for me. Breathe. Good. All right. Inhale on the way up. Good, perfect. All right, that looks great. So he's got a lot of upper trap activation, so he's gonna have to work on that. So what I will have somebody do is literally pause every inch, so come back down. Now pause every inch on the way up and move your head side to side. So pause, let go. Good, move an inch, pause, let go. Good, move another inch, pause, let go, move another inch. There we go, that's better. Now we're starting to get some motion here without this taking over. And you can see, relax your fingers, hands closer to the wall. You can even let them trail the wall a little bit. So we get more of that reaching through. Don't let your body give. Good, that looks better. You're shaking a little bit. Do you actually feel it? It's hard. See, it's hard. That's awesome. So we're taking a big, strong guy and we're actually making him shake a little bit with just a body movement exercise because the serratus are like, whoa, you're really tapping into me for maybe like the first time in a while. Yeah, because your chest has been doing all the work. Okay, so this is really cool. So this is one of my favorite exercises. You can take this, you can actually add a weight to it. So I've got the little weights right here. I'm gonna actually set it to something that is not 25 pounds because I think that's gonna be a little too hard for you for right now, and you're gonna cheat. So when you have anyone that tends to be a cheater, we want to back them way down because their cheater muscles are going to want to take over. So go ahead and let it drift a little closer to the wall. Perfect. Now, why do we want it to drift closer to the wall? Do you know? All right, so one thing that I found is that let your hands come closer to your head. Perfect. I have found that people will substitute more tricep activation instead of serratus if their hands are up here. All right, I don't know quite how they managed to do that, but I'm always amazed that someone will be like, oh, I feel it here versus here. Let your hands drift forward. Do you feel the change in activation and actually the decreased tension that's happening in your tricep? Bring your head back, hands back a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And you see how, so you guys can see the tone right here that happened? Look at that tricep contract. Hand back toward the wall and tricep squishy. Okay, so just the little details, right? The devil is in the details. So you could take somebody, not press their hands forward toward the wall, and they're gonna do the whole thing with their triceps. And you'd be like, why aren't your serratus getting better? Why isn't your scapula moving better? I was like, well, we haven't actually been working it. Okay, do a couple of these for me. So great plank, come on your toes a little bit. Think about filling out into my hand back here. So push away from the wall. Very good. And then finding the cues that work for the person in front of you sometimes takes like going through 6 different tries. All right, I want you to pause every inch and relax your neck. Yes, thank you. Let it go. Reach through, pinkies in the air. So you're gonna reach with those pinkies. Good. Tighten your abs a little bit more. Good, there we go. Oh, look at that. That scapula is starting to finally slide through. Ooh, that's better too. All right, and oh, chest is a little tight. We added the weight, so that's gonna add another factor. So I'd have somebody master without weight first and then add the weight in. Okay, so hopefully you will love this exercise as much as I do. It is one of my favorites for getting the scapula moving. All right, great job.